Fantastica.
I
I think this is number 13.
think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Could be 12.
So it's really
12's a
easy.
good number.
Yeah, it's really easy to lose count when the world's falling apart in real time. You know.
And we also shouldn't really. Well, we don't have the excuse to lose count when it's such a low number.
Yeah.
When it starts getting out there, like past the 50s, then somewhat maybe.
It'd be hilarious, like the numbering is all off, from like 13 to like 16, 21. It just starts just fucking up real heavy.
Yeah, so when you ask like a guy who's just been doing sound for like a year or whatever, you're like, how many gigs have you done? Like, like tells one guy 13, tells another guy like 20.
Yeah.
Just has these weird jumps.
Those are rookie numbers too. Wow.
13 and 20.
Yeah, no, like 13. That's like one a month, which is crazy too when you think about like how many we do like every week.
Yeah, and then you do. It's just 6 minutes.
Yeah.
What's your excuse, buddy?
Yeah.
Sure, like terrifying anxiety. Like I can understand that a little bit, but
yeah.
I cheers. So work harder.
Hmm.
Put more effort in, please, sir.
Yeah, can you imagine? He's just like, I want to try out a new hobby, and everyone's like, "Sir, you got to put more effort in." And he's like, "What?
You've been doing this for 2 years."
It's like, I'm actually a healthy, stable individual. I just do this for fun.
Yeah.
Huh.
I've got a real job.
Yeah. He's like comedy Bigfoot, he just comes in, does his thing, has fun, and leaves.
Kills as well.
Yeah.
And there's also the other side of that. But they don't kill, but it's okay. Like I give it a crack. You're not broken.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you do see people go up, and it's just it doesn't go well, and it's very.
That's strange to me, man. I'm fucking.
There's a collapse there.
Right. Yeah. No, there's a mental break. Very close to a mental break.
Very, very close. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
on a weekly basis.
And it's kind of funny too, because it's like there is some degree of masochism, I think, to the art form. The idea that you go up there and you eat shit. It's
such a rite of passage as well, because like all the greats, they all bombed, and so you just get used to that masochism.
Yeah.
It becomes the norm. We're all Stokes, aren't we? We're all stoic men. The breed that is comedians.
Yeah, very stoic people.
Talking about pedophiles and making jokes about them.
Yeah.
Me specifically.
Yeah, you joke a lot about pedophiles, which is funny because it's like not a lot of people do.
It's in every set.
It's refreshing to hear somebody tackling the things that we'd all rather forget.
I've written so many different jokes, and most of them terrible. Right. But in every single set, I think without fail, there was always something about the old pedophilia. In my early days, a few rape jokes.
Right.
Which I don't look fondly on.
Yeah.
Because they were never very good as well.
Right.
Like you see the greats do a rape joke or a joke about pedophilia or whatever. About some sort of horror that is those sorts of subjects. Yeah. But they're always very funny jokes.
Right.
It's always a great take.
Yeah.
Daniel Tosh, I don't know if I already spoke about this on the pod, but Daniel Tosh had this great joke about slavery. Right. And he was like, it's pretty cool that we achieved that.
Right.
Like, look at these fucking guys, and then look at us.
Right.
Yeah, isn't that?
Yeah, I remember that one. Fuck, that was funny.
Didn't get cancelled, but you don't hear about Daniel Tosh much anymore.
No, you don't. I think he's probably gotten healthy and has decided to. I think there is a degree where there's an old Chinese proverb that a dose of adversity is as good as a dose of medicine sometimes.
Right.
And I think what happens is a lot of people just kind of get battered so hard
for
so long, they just kind of go, you know what, my life's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as having to go back up there on a Sunday ever again. You know what I mean? It kind of becomes I think you can beat yourself into being healthy.
Yeah. Everything becomes a norm. Normality just sort of it approaches you whether you like it or not. Daniel Tosh, man, he really was before cancel culture, because you hear about especially with Ellen DeGeneres, the way that she was sort of treated her staff and things like that. Daniel Tosh, dude, he was getting fucking naked every time he was working.
Yeah.
He's standing like, he's like talking shit and flinging his dick around in front of like all the interns' faces and shit.
Yeah.
And still going.
It's kind of because nobody ever wants to leave. I think that's his thing. I think that's what makes him good. Is he decided to just like leave.
Right.
Because no one leaves. No one ever like bows out. No one ever has any real grace. Everyone wants to hang on and bleed the thing dry. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I understand Alan was cool in the 90s, but like in 2015, you know what I mean? It's like things get tired. Like new things come in. Like sitcoms are really dumb.
There's only so many times. Yeah, the sitcoms are now dumb
because it's stupid. It's like some guy walks in, hey, Bazinga. It's like, the fuck? When you have like so many cool shows that are actually genuinely really funny and it's all shot like movies. So it's like, I don't think anyone ever, I think people see the writing on the wall, but they go, no, they're going to drag me out kicking and screaming.
So like, do some of your buddies or people that like disappoint you with like the things that they enjoy? Like I had this like girlfriend once and she really enjoyed The Big Bang Theory and it fucking broke me inside that. I'm like, man, like, I held you to sort of this standard, like you enjoyed it.
That's all it took. Was this The Big Bang Theory?
Kind of, man.
She came out in a Bazinga shirt and you served it with papers the next day.
Isn't that strange though? Because like it's such a terrible show. It's not funny. And like, I felt like we enjoyed the same things.
Yeah.
We appreciated the same things and we sort of laughed at the same shit. And then she told me that she would rewatch fucking The Big Bang Theory. Like she's seen them all. That was her show. Just like she like sort of enjoyed that. I appreciated that. Like people do Friends. And,
I can't say I've ever been disappointed in anyone for something that they like, but
has it turned you off them a little? Is it different because they're your girlfriend and you're like, do you hold your girlfriends to a different esteem than you do your friends?
I don't know.
Are there levels?
I'm a void with teeth. So I don't really know if I could judge anybody, but like
a void's already terrifying.
yeah. So it's just like
I'm a black hole, like with like I don't know, like something on the way out. But like the Rick Astley soundtracks or whatever you're going in.
But like I'm already face down on a futon half the time. Like it's just. But I would rather. I get it. They want to veg out to something dumb and you don't have to think. I get it, but I would rather walk in and see a big neon SWAT sticker on the wall than like a poster of Sheldon.
Yeah, that is great. That is a great meme.
You know what I mean?
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, I would literally rather see like live, laugh, love. I would rather see like a dead body in their freezer, than like live, laugh, love. And I get it, like, but also come on, we can do better than that. But
I feel like you're pretty unhappy, if you got to live, laugh, love.
Yeah,
you have to be reminded. Like, at every turn of the water.
Yeah.
It's always in every fucking room.
Hey man,
it's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just as you wake up, in this groggy state, and you're like, oh fuck, here we go again. Yeah. Oh, that's right, live, laugh, love. I'm redeemed.
Yeah, that would be such a funny sketch. Just like sort of waking up and then seeing it on the roof. And then seeing it just like literally everywhere on the toothbrushes.
You open your phone, it's your fucking screensaver.
Yeah, live, laugh, love. One of the things that I always wondered is how did someone feel about that when they came up with it? They must have to them it must have been such a joyous, elative, such an incredible experience.
I think they're at rock bottom. They're at rock bottom. They had nothing left. And then live, love, love.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Can you imagine?
It drew them from the
imagine
the pit of despair.
It's what it is. Imagine being some graphic designer, and you're like, oh man, fuck, I gotta get this thing. I gotta sell these t-shirts, and you're like, live, laugh, love.
I'm sure there's a market for that.
Yeah.
Depressed stay-at-home mums. They just clean all day.
Everybody in Ponsonby,
yeah.
And I live there now.
Like the excitement in their life is figuring out the dinner, the meal that's not going to disappoint their their spouse, and also their father.
How to live, how to love.
And in a deeper sense, they're fathers.
Right.
Mm.
You know, what a concerning group of people we all are.
Yeah, because we don't
true.
think about what we do. We just act. We don't think about the deep meaning. Like lots of people don't really sort of just sort of disconnect from their actions and think about why they act that way.
How great would it be to just be on autopilot though? Like imagine just being one of those dudes. It's Monday, you go to work, you do some accounting,
Right.
You're driving home, and you kind of just wake up in your garage, because your brain's just completely blanked out that entire drive.
Okay. All right.
Like
as you're driving to work, you flip it on.
Yeah.
And then it has a timer,
Yeah.
8.5 hour timer, 9 hours if you're like driving in bloody Auckland traffic. And then as you're getting home, you flip back on.
There you go. And you watch The Big Bang Theory with your wife.
Because you've had nothing that really depresses you during the day.
Yeah.
Nothing that you need to sort of vent in these different ways. Yeah. Things will be good, man.
Things will be good.
Things will be good. Great.
But no, we've got a gospel wake at 3 a.m. going, oh God, why was I born? I wish I could enjoy The Big Bang Theory.
We've got too much going on now, man. Like we have to be like all these different things.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, you were one thing. You were a workout guy. Like you were you're a green thumb.
Yeah.
You're a guy that reads.
Yeah. It's so funny, because it's so true. It's like you only used to have to be one thing.
One or two things max.
Because like our grandparents' generation, their whole thing was like, hey, you have to pick a career.
Yeah. You
have to pick a career and that's going to be your thing for life.
And that shit is like hammered into you from day one.
But it's not even true. It's like there's people that like go to uni, graduate at 21, go back to uni at 25, to do another career. It's like, it's so wild to me that like, but these people were so incessant that like, hey, you have to pick a career. So it's like, hey, that's Kevin. He reads.
Yeah.
What else does he do? Nothing.
No, that's him.
He reads.
He also is an accountant, or he just has like a regular job.
Yeah. But it's almost like you're defined by
that extra little
that extra little thing,
because like someone's bilingual.
Yeah, literally. Oh, that's John. He's bilingual.
Yeah, that guy's bilingual.
He can hon. That guy's French as fuck.
And everyone's like, oh shit, like that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, anything else? No. What do you mean anything else? What you don't work? Yeah.
Well, what do you mean anything else? What you never read Emily Bronte? Because he has.
Oh yeah.
The fuck, So yeah, it's weird, but like nowadays you got to be so many different things.
Yeah, it's tiring.
It's
tough. We got it tough.
Yeah, it's tough because it's like people want to be like YouTubers and designers, and they want to be influencers and this and that, the other. They want to be like a whole thing. But it's weird because if you're a YouTuber, you have to edit the video, probably color grade it. And then you have to, like assemble everything. You have to storyboard. You have to know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like it's just such an insane there's like so many different disciplines you have to learn now to like be successful at anything. And if you want to start a business, it's like it's the same, because it's like, hey, you better learn how to be a digital marketer, digital marketing specialist, content creator, because your business's social pages are going to need content. You better learn how to, Photoshop something together. Meanwhile,
because you don't have the capital to like hire someone to do that at the start.
No.
Unless you go on the dole and you get a grant, then you can hire someone.
Yeah, literally. And then they just
Zealand, fuck yeah. They need their own chart. Keepers need their own chart.
Yeah, they need their own a lot of things.
Is it like the
fuck is Wellywood?
Man, is it just America that have a chart?
I feel like other countries have a chart. I just feel like no one gives a fuck. Like, what's Lithuania's chart?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like
when I think of Russia, I just think of like that COD victory screen. The COD final like victory screen.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time. Yeah. Remember, no Russian as you're walking through the airport and you have no idea what's about to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you remember the first time you played that?
I remember, man. it sucked because like it wasn't like completely. I already knew about it, you know, because it was just such a big thing. Like we're all on Facebook at that point, and we're all on sort of like different social medias. Maybe it was just Facebook, but yeah, I already heard about it before I was going to play that mission. Yeah. So I didn't knew so what it was about, which is sad. I remember like a buddy of mine, he played zombies. He played Call of Duty World at War.
Right.
And he didn't know the zombies was a thing. Him and his buddy just sat down on a Saturday and finished the whole thing. And then right at the end, organically, this fucking thing came up. The zombies.
Wow.
And I thought, that'd be nice to sort of experience something like that organically. You know?
Yeah.
Spontaneity is great.
Yeah, it'd be great to experience.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be great to feel again.
Yeah, just one depressed fuck at home, like, how must it feel to feel? You know, like, how it feels to chew 5 gum. You know, it's just mowing those people down in the airport.
Do you think
it was a brutal level?
It was. Do you think it's weird when like do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Like when you like go for a walk and it's just like really nice, and you're like, Jesus, like you just get those natural endorphins.
I would imagine so. I don't really walk anywhere, to be honest.
Because you know, like the way that we try to sort of like get enjoyment out at the moment, it's just all through just like very sort of similar things.
Yeah.
The movies that we watch, the content that we sort of like consume. Yeah. We're doing this. We do comedy. We have fun with that shit for sure. And then like you just go for like a nice hike. Yeah. And you're just like, oh Jesus, like it's nice seeing that fucking butterfly or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. It's nice catching that sunset. Yeah. Haven't done that in a while.
I like a good sunset. To be honest.
Same. But I can't tell you if I maybe caught a few sunsets, but a sunrise. Jesus, I think I've caught one of those. This is when I was back in Nam. Back when I was 21, we were drinking till the morning. Yeah. And you can't really sort of appreciate something when you're just on that, you're teetering on that fence of blackout drunks. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, on that fence, you know, blackout drunk, you know, in between trying to appreciate the sunset and screaming your mother's name at the local birds. You know,
and just in between that and Tinder.
Tinder's an interesting concept. Yeah, I got back on Tinder recently.
Cool, man.
Yeah, just because I thought, you know what, fuck it, it'll be funny. It's not funny. It's a horror out there.
It's weird. It's this weird game, dude. And you're either good at that game or you're not.
Yeah, and some people say some of the weirdest shit too.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's always weird. You know what fucks with me is like the people whose bios are always just like, I'm looking for something serious.
Right.
Somebody who doesn't play. You don't need
no fuck boys. DM me.
No fuck boys. Only message me if you're serious about, you know, about who you are.
Serious
and following your heart. Yeah. No Scorpios. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's fucking
message.
Yeah. Bro, it's so fucking wild. Is it just the breadth of people? You know?
It's a puzzle, dude. It's a puzzle.
Yeah. Because some people get on there.
An ever-changing puzzle.
Because it's weird because some people get on there and they're like, hey, you know, and then this beautiful person, you know, and they have like hobbies and they, you know, you can attach your Instagram as well. Right. So you see them doing all sorts of cool stuff. You're like, oh, this is actually like a functional human being.
This person's cool. I want to fuck them.
Yeah. And then, you know, I want to fuck him in the back of a Hilux.
Yeah.
You know? You know?
I want to see you in pain.
Yeah, just in the back of a Hilux, driving around, because that's top tier bogan days.
It is.
You're just driving around
with the Hilux mattress in the back. You go into something like ditch.
A ditch.
Oh, a ditch. You know, just like by some farm. You're getting stung by mozzies.
Yeah, you know.
So you make it quick.
Disappointing crust.
That's right.
You know,
out in the stars as well. Right where you can see it.
Right where you can see it, yeah.
Without any of that city life.
In some open clearing next to a beach. You know?
Just away from light pollution.
Yeah. You know, because that's how Jesus wanted us to see you, you know.
Give him that 8K.
Yeah. You know? Fucking high resolution disappointment in those eyes. but it's weird because like some people are these beautiful human beings that look completely functional and are these like awesome looking people, and you're like, fuck yeah, dude, you look like you're killing it. And then some people, like, it's kind of like half their face, and it's kind of from up here, you know, and they look like all like sunken in and all like, you know, I'm a handful, but like I'm fun if you deserve me. And I'm like, what the fuck, you know?
If you can handle my toxicity.
Yeah. Sometimes someone just has like a black square. Like it's just, there's no photos, it's black. It just goes, oh, I'm not looking for something serious. It's like, clearly.
Yeah.
Like you weren't serious enough to put like a photo of yourself. Like it's literally like a, or even the funniest ones are like when it's like a, you know, like boomer humor, like boomer motivational. But you remember when like motivational posts were a thing?
Right.
And it was like that black fucking background with like the picture right in the middle. And it just said something like integrity, you know?
I mean, I kind of do.
Just put a fist in your ass. And it's like it'll be a picture of like a swan or something. But
yeah,
you know, like,
I think I'm with you.
Yeah, like all like the just girly things.
Aspirations almost.
Yeah. It was something like that. Like, and then there was the demotivational posters.
Yeah.
You know, which are fucking funny at the time.
Probably remember those more.
They don't hold on. You know.
Somehow they have more. No, they never have more likes. There's less people taking the piss than there are taking things seriously.
Oh yeah. Oh, always.
And that's annoying to me.
I like those people, you know. Also, I'm pretty sure society would collapse.
Yeah, that's right. No one.
You know?
These people aren't the most reliable.
Yeah.
They get down a lot.
But sometimes someone's whole bio will be like a picture of a wheat field that just says, "What's yours will find you." And then it just has, there's not even a name there. It just says A.
They go to work though, these people.
And it's just, 3 kilometers away. And I'm like, is this a threat? This profile? This is fucking crazy. You know, like, I'm thinking maybe it's because it's like, it's deactivated or something. Right. You know, like they've just basically wiped their account and gone, fuck this.
Yeah, they've got no faith in their brand.
Yeah.
They got no faith in their brand.
But some people's photos look like they got taken. They look like a hostage in their own photos, you know, because they kind of take like, you know, the boomer mom that like doesn't take. They kind of take photos like this.
Also, the boomer dad. The boomer dad's the worst. They, you know, they love sort of exposing their double chin. It's almost like they're into it.
Yeah, and they're just like
they're pushing their head back. Like they can't just like put their arm. They can't put their arm. They can't extend their arm as much.
Yeah.
Push back a little bit.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. You know, but some girls will have photos like that, and it's like, are you okay? Should we call somebody? Like, what the fuck is going on in this photo?
I want to see the ones they turn down, like the photos they decide not to use. and those are the ones they've chosen.
Yeah.
It's a small pool or a much larger pool.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, if you look like you're auditioning for first 48 on Tinder, what did you not use on this? On like their camera roll must just be filled with pictures of like, you know, from Guantanamo Bay, like all the fucking like prisoners that they were like torturing.
So many takes. Yeah, so the Tinder's an interesting place. Well, sort of monogamous relationships. No, that's just two people. I mean, heterosexual relationships. There's game to play there. It's, you know, it's been in fashion for such a long time. Maybe like that sort of that structure.
Yeah.
But you know, if you go on to Grindr, my god, you know, like
different place.
Different place, man. These you know these gays, they're very straight up people. My buddy Alex, you know, he's always telling me like Grindr stories. He's like, you know, there's some guys that come around, you know, you have a coffee and then you know, you have a talk or whatever, and then you fuck. And then, you know, there's other guys where it's just like, you know, they come around and it's just like, all right, let's fuck. And like the conversations are very short, like when they're on Tinder, when they're on Grindr. Man, I love that freedom, dude.
That must be nice just to be able to. I get, you know what's funny too?
Like, hey, you look sexy. Like, let's fuck, and like that's it.
Yeah. Do you think lesbians are the same?
I'd say they're pretty similar.
You reckon?
I'd say if Grindr's here on ease.
Yeah.
And you know, Tinder is here. We're like heterosexual participants.
Right.
It's around here for the old lesbos.
You reckon?
The old dykes.
Interesting. Because like I wonder if it's that easy for gay dudes because it's just two dudes. Just
I think it's also that.
You know, like because it's like making plans with your guy friends is so easy. Because it's funny because like I have like because a lot of my like girlfriends will be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. It's always like they're sitting in mission control. Like trying to organize something. Oh, Stacey's coming, blah blah blah, and then I gotta get ready, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that. Blah,
they're
blah,
fucking
blah.
talking to each other about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, we said this.
Yeah. And then one friend's on speaker while they're putting on their makeup.
Fucking
you know, someone drops a fucking.
Should I fucking shut off? Like, should I? It's just a coin toss of these broads.
Yeah, it's so funny too because like someone drops that makeup sponge, the blending sponge that looks like a butt plug, and then like
it was a sign.
Yeah.
I don't usually trust the Scorpios.
Yeah, exactly. You know, now it's got a hair on it, and it's black, and the hair is black. And he's black. His hair is black. You know, it's a sign. I gotta marry him.
I hope his dick's black.
That would be fucking hilarious. That'd be a funny skit, just like a guy and his dick's like white as shit. You know,
Kane Pill already done it. It was pretty good. They do a lot of racial stuff, so they tick them off. You know, if it's racial, they've done it.
Yeah, no, sure.
Well, you know, anyway. But I like where you're going with that. You know, like you got the heterosexual. Yeah, a guy and a girl, so it sort of evens out somewhat. Yeah, it's normal at least.
That's when they like cease and desist.
Well, you know, like not in that sense. You know, it's like the
like planning,
the lack of ease. Yeah, the planning, the sort of the routine. Yeah, is normal. You know, it's like you got to do this. You got to play the game. The game is it's far more.
Say something a little funny, you know, meet up for coffee, then you ask, oh, you want to go out for a drink?
Not the fact that a man and a woman is having sex is normal. Which it is.
I don't. Yeah, but I think none of us should have sex ever again. Because I say that as like the horniest dude that like most people have ever met. You know what I mean?
Always talking about sex.
Always talking about sex. It's not even so much that I talk about sex. I think I just embody the concept. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think I'm a little bit of a narcissist. You know, just
we're all got a bit in us.
Yeah,
some more than others.
Just enough to be like, hey, I'm thirsty for me. And they're like, what? You know, no, but it's weird because it's like
this is great cartoon. Sorry to interrupt you. This is great cartoon that I read. Great comic that I read, and like at one point in the comic, he's like tripping the fuck out, and he's like he's like he brought this girl home, and he trips out, and it's like him, and they're fucking. Yeah, I think about that in that moment.
Yeah.
You being there. Yeah, fucking yourself.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
Because if you would turn it. You know, as a straight guy, you'd fuck yourself.
Yeah,
I'm a sexy little thing.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Should clip that, and I want that to be my ringtone. Like whenever you call,
I'm feeling down as well.
Yeah, I'll be at a christening, sitting in the front pew, and all I hear is this, "Oh, I'm a sexy little thing." You know, I'll take it. You know, and everyone's like, we're in a house of God right now. So like, you can't be doing that shit. Yeah. But shit, like
you're sitting behind his mother.
Yeah. She's like, I didn't know he was here. Yeah.
I didn't realize we had the same ringtone.
Yeah. That's called Wincest, Papa. But it's funny because like making plans with your guy friends is always like very straightforward. You want to do this? Yeah. When? 12. Cool.
I'll see you there. You ring at the door.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
cool. Tight. Yeah, brilliant. You know, yeah, it's funny. It's like, yeah, it's
see you then, play it.
Yeah, that's it. You know, whereas, and then I try to make plans with some of the friends I got, and God, one friend of mine is always
broads.
Yeah, this one girl, she's so like a little bit neurotic. God bless her, right? She's a very, very good friend, very, very funny, but like. Yeah, every little thing, every little detail, every little thing. We're gonna do this, blah blah blah, blah, and it's just like I get it, and it's like yeah, cool. And I sometimes like that because it's also like, you know, just someone having like that mission control mind to it, and I'm just like yeah, like. But sometimes it's also like
they're just trying to have sex with that from the outside.
Yeah, and they're just like,
hey, how you doing, girl? You know, it's just like all of these different sort of like
It's a whole thing. But I feel like, I don't know. It would be a funny skit for like two lesbians, you know. Sometimes
two neurotic gals.
One of my best friends ever was a lesbian, and it was the funnest shit in the world. I miss it very much.
Did they wingman you?
Yeah, we were quite young. It was like sort of just out of high school, but yeah, no, it was cool. It was fun. I miss her a lot.
It's strange that I feel like how the gay community all hang out together. Like they really do sort of identify with each other.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
But but I want to be lit in. I want mimosas. I want to go to brunch.
I've had lots of gay friends. I feel like I would be welcome, definitely.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah. And that's the fun. I want to be the guy at mimosas who they didn't expect to be the guy at mimosas. You know what I mean? Like they're like, hey, I did not expect this guy to like mimosas at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was like, I was down in Christchurch, and I was hanging out this gay dude that I met like the week before.
Yeah.
And he's just like, come around, we'll have some drinks, and then we'll go out. I'm like, hell yeah. And gay guys always have the hottest friends. Girlfriends.
Yeah.
And girl sort of friends. And so they came around as well, and like they like just started getting dressed.
Yeah.
Like in front of like me and him.
Right.
And I had to say like, oh, by the way, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
Because their tops are off.
Right. As you proceeded to beat off, you're like,
I just need to pop out quickly.
Yeah. This is completely unrelated, but I'll be back in 15 minutes. Please
do not close those curtains.
Yeah.
Also unrelated.
Yeah. Also unrelated. If there are twigs in my hair, mind your business. No. Yeah. No. Life's weird like that. I would like to experience different communities. I'd like to figure out what the fuck is going on with people from Lithuania.
Right.
Are there any Lithuanians here? What do you guys do? What are you up to?
They have a community. They have a society.
It's weird too, because like being a Latin kid, sometimes you do run into like Latin people, and they'll obviously invite you to like Latin things.
Yeah.
And you go, and you're like, oh shit.
Socials.
Yeah, and you're like, this is such a fucking world away from like the shit that usually happens, because you never know about half the stuff that happens, because it always happens in like some hole in the wall.
Home stuff.
Yeah, or like there's a dance night or some shit, but it's some bar you've never heard of.
Oh right.
But
right.
like somehow every Latino from here to Hamilton is like
Mexican cafe.
Yeah, dude, Mexican cafe. Shit, dude. It's like
the food sucks.
The
vibe. Fantastic.
The vibe's great. You almost don't mind sometimes that the food is just. The last time I went, it was not the best.
I've been 2-3 times, and the food was never good.
Not stellar.
No.
But the vibe
was fantastic.
The vibe was great. You almost don't mind. You're like, no, this tastes like countdown lettuce, but Yeah, this lettuce is like it was the lettuce that was used with that Burger King employee that fucking put his feet in it. Yeah.
But
they went and got it from Burger King. They're like, we're out of lettuce. Can you spot us the bag? And
they shipped it over from America like at that point.
Yeah. And it's just so it's a little far. But no, did you ever see the bucket? Is that still there? So there's a bucket that basically says like tips or like coins or whatever.
Right.
But it's a bucket that's like suspended from the roof to catch like the drips. So every now and again, some drunk moron will come along and think there's money in it, because it says like tips or money or something, or like, and we'll try to like grab the bucket and then it will just pour water on them.
I'm sure it happens a lot.
Happens a lot. It used to happen a ton. I remember being a kid.
People don't drink tequila much, so when they do.
Yeah.
And like Mexicans aren't going to Mexican cafe.
Yeah.
People who are sort of like not drinking tequila like on a regular basis go to Mexican cafe.
It's a lot. It's a lot to handle.
I like how tequila is only you're only allowed to call it tequila if it was made in Mexico.
It's like champagne. You're only allowed to call it champagne if it's from the Champagne province.
Lots of things are a pain. Life is a pain.
That could be one of those like middle-aged wine mom shirts, like everything is pain. That's why I love like champagne. And it's like it doesn't even make sense.
That's my live, laugh, love. That's what I'm putting on my fucking roof.
But it's funny because like that, dude, if like a stencil or some shit. But because like our generation will become those lame parents. But that kind of doomer humor is going to be the exact kind of shit.
I agree.
That you'll see on shirts and like.
Dude, I already know some parents. I don't know them personally, but I think I may have already told you this. Tell me in the comments. But a colleague of mine,
Mm.
their parents named her brother, which their son, Nick, after who? A Nicolas Cage.
No way.
As a piss take, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know when you're younger and you're like, you're literally 8. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna call my son Toothbrush.
Yeah.
They did it, dude.
Wow.
They exist now. They're here.
That's crazy.
And these guys are 20 years older than us. What are we gonna be doing, dude? I'm gonna have pictures of Nicolas Cage. I'm definitely 100% gonna have pictures of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
In my house. Pictures of Tony Maguire, dude.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Shrek. Shrek's gonna be there, man.
But it'll be Shrek from like the Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life video, not the Disney Pixar version, but like the dude.
I'm a purist. I get Shrek. Sorry.
Watch everybody kind of just wince a little in 30 years time when they meet a 15-year-old called Belle. Yeah. And everyone just gets flashbacks of Belle Delphine dancing to that Tekashi 6ix9ine song.
Do you think there are going to be a lot of I may take the reference?
She danced to this. She did a parody of this song that was really popular at the time. She's Belle Delphine is one of my favorite people on the fucking planet because there is no one who has trolled a group of people harder than she has.
If she's a troll, I like it.
She's
my family. She
has done the Simps so fucking dirty. Yeah. She just disappeared off the face of the earth for like fucking months.
Cool.
Just like trying. There's a podcast called H3H3.
Yeah, it's a good one. I used to watch his skits or his reaction videos.
He's a fucking loose unit.
He's a funny guy. Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Funny Jew.
Old Ethan Klein. And they mentioned her in a podcast and she sent them like
Hila sucks her. Isn't she such a fucking mannequin? She's not fun.
I fucking love Hila. The way she stares at him when he says something fucking asinine and she's like
you're like, she's brain dead.
Yeah, you're like, I kind of agree with it though. But like,
she's great.
Belle Delphine, after seeing a podcast that they mentioned her on, sent them like a tub of her bathwater because she's the one that sold like bathwater. Everyone was like, "Oh,
is she a troll?"
She's a fucking huge troll.
Well,
she sent them a note in that box with the bathwater and like a couple other bits of merch. And it was like the I Hate Stuart Little copy pasta.
Stuart Little?
Yeah. You never seen the I Hate Stuart Little copy pasta?
No.
Fuck, all right, I gotta show you later. But dude, it's basically, he just starts reading out this note and he's just like, I hate Stuart Little. He is such a fucking menace to society, blah, 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 blah. Like my wife had cancer and he spat in her face. Like just the whole, dude, it's just like so fucking funny. Just the levels to which this person just doesn't give a fuck.
So she is a troll.
She is troll. Okay, so fucking funny.
Because I remember her face now. After you said the Ethan Klein thing, so I remember the episode of the podcast. I think this is when like I used to watch him because it was like I feel like a lot of people are on the same boat with me when it comes to H3H3 motherfuckers. Like he was very funny on his reaction videos. Maybe he was only funny for us when we were sort of like we were that age.
Right.
Maybe because he's a very smart guy, very funny guy. Cool.
Very smart dude, yeah.
And like I guess you only can watch like the same sort of humor for so long, and then you just get bored of it.
Yeah, because you've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it, and it's like, and you're watching the same thing over and over again. Einstein's theorem, you do the same thing over and over again. You expecting a different result. Insanity. I think that was a bit like he didn't really change much, Ethan. Right. And so we all sort of watched this podcast for like maybe 30, 40, 50 episodes.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen him in 4 years.
Mid.
Have you?
Not really yet. I'll come back in every now and again.
I fucking won't.
But
yeah.
Like,
it's cool when I watch him when Justin Roiland goes on.
Oh yeah.
They're like buddies. That's cool.
Yeah, that's always really weird. When you see two people who you didn't think would know each other, and they do, and you're like, huh. It's like back in the day when you had a friend, like two friends who didn't know each other, and you see them hanging out, and you're like, oh shit, you two know each other? And they go, yeah, we've known each other for years. And I'm like, what the fuck?
There are these weird dynamics between like the conversations you have.
Yeah. Because
you're both connected in a different way.
Yeah.
And like you're trying to like interconnect those like sort of like those relationships.
Yeah.
And it does not work.
Yeah.
They reject each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're kind of standing there with your dick in your hand, like, oh, well, this is awkward. You know?
We're not doing this like old times.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you two didn't know
Yeah.
that? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Cups of the rose, bitches in my old spot, like staring at the fuck. You know what's funny too is like back in the day, you'd see like two guys that were very clearly into one girl, and then like they would kind of sit and talk to each other, and you're like, oh, this looks fucking painful. Like, ow.
Going back to where the what was it? Going back to how like we're going to be doing this. That's great, actually. Did you come up with that?
No, that's been quite an established thing. Fortune for a while.
Yeah, I'm massively behind on a lot of things.
Fucking Doom, yeah, the Doomer.
Doomers is great. So like, do you think that there's going to be like well, I think like the spectrum of human and like interest is so much broader now.
Yeah.
And so the fact that like they're going to be doomers, and then also there are still going to be boomers, but they're going to be the same age.
Yeah.
Do you think that's just like a natural occurrence with the fact that like there's so many different sort of ways to entertain yourself nowadays? Because there's still motherfuckers hiking, dude. There's still guys that have that are bilingual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think nature just wants them to, I think what'll happen is you'll see doomers and boomers. And you get like boomer doomers who are kind of like in the middle of that Venn diagram. But you see doomers who are like, yo, fuck the other boomers, I'm actually cool, like I get it. And you'll see boomers like, hey, fuck those guys, Kevin actually reads.
I don't think so.
Like, I don't know. You might.
I don't think so because like I feel like we're a lot more like selfish now. Like selfish in a sense where we just want to like we want things. We want like similar people to be around us.
Right.
We have cliques. We have
True.
and so
Echo chambery.
back in the day, you're like like Susie, yeah, she's a bit strange, she's a bit weird, but I asked her to dance at that ball, and but now this just happening. Do you get what I'm saying? Like back in the day, like opposites attractive for sure, and sure there's going to be like opposite sort of like characteristics that we're going to have, but we're going to have similar interests. I feel.
Yeah, no, that's true. Opposites, I think I never really understood that because like I get why opposites might attract. But I never really understood that
at a toxic level.
Yeah, at a toxic level, maybe, because I never understood that. Because it's like, if you're someone who's super extroverted and someone who's super introverted and like blah blah blah, I don't know, maybe she's like a Nazi.
Yeah.
And you're just some guy.
You're just a Jew.
Yeah, and you'd be like, I mean, what?
Yeah.
I know that's an extreme example, but like,
I love it.
Like opposites attracting.
That's
I was like, yeah, that's a clip. Yeah, send it to somebody. Send it to the police. Yeah, I don't know. I never really understood that.
They know about us.
Opposites attract. It's like, yeah, do they?
I never understood.
Because if you really like Dungeons and Dragons, and then you meet a girl and she's like, yo, I fucking love Dungeons and Dragons.
You're gonna fuck.
You're gonna fuck.
You're gonna fuck.
Yeah. You're gonna have two sons, Dungeons and Dragon.
Yeah, they're gonna be super weird.
Yeah.
They're really gonna stay in that community as well. That's really gonna not oscillate, but it's really gonna strengthen the fact that they're Dungeon Dragon people.
Yeah.
Because you've got like a weird sort of hobby.
Yeah.
Or like they sort of you don't hide from something. It's an annoying thing.
Yeah, they're gonna turn their house into a little dungeon.
This annoys me.
When it vacuums.
It happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, but I mean, what is a coaster?
I would like to freak out a nephew with something like that. Yeah.
It's a magic trick.
Oh fuck, how's he doing it? And I actually don't know either. I'm like,
yeah, I can't explain this. Can anyone in the room explain this?
Yeah.
Well, it's wet and there's like shut up. Shut up, granddad.
I mean, vacuum seals and fucking, Dunning-Kruger effect.
So where was I going with that? Doomers. Well, with the Dungeons and Dragons thing, like if you
make the house into a dungeon.
If you've got someone that's sort of like is of the same vein, then you don't have to be afraid and you don't have to sort of be embarrassed by the fact that you do that shit. It's just going to evolve. Yeah, true.
I mean, there are serial killer couples. So there's someone out there for everybody.
There is. That's nice.
There's a weird. Every school had a weird horse girl.
Right.
And they found some guy who was a furry.
Where does school shooters come from?
Furries.
Furries?
I think it's the furries.
Yeah, it's the furry. It's that furry gene.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, these kids are just bullied.
I think
weird tangent.
There might have been. or they listen. Maybe it's the will of God. You
Mm.
know, some people are just furries. You know, and then they choose violence.
Yeah, my buddy has a funny take about not funny, but interesting take on Kyle Rittenhouse. He said there's a video that was sort of put out like of the shooting, and he said he was like he was very in the zone. He was like very he was in a very natural sort of scenario for him.
Yeah.
Not that like obviously it'd been like different things, but like he knew exactly what to do.
Yeah.
The first guy came at him, didn't have a gun. The guy like put his hands up, and there was like another guy with a gun, and he just like went straight to him.
Yeah.
So he was like almost trained.
Yeah, probably was. Yeah. Which would be, but I mean, like, hey, you know what? Listen, sometimes, look, do you want to go to another Thanksgiving dinner where your auntie screams about her credit card bills and your Uncle John, you know, he's got that gout thing, and your people complain.
Same old conversations, same old
shit. They ask you, oh, how you doing? What are you up to? Blah, 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 blah. You want to do that shit?
Yeah.
Or do you want your grandpa John to be like, hey, tonight we're hog tying you. We're putting you in a gag and a blindfold. We're going to leave you in a forest and you got to find your way out.
Kai was just creating water cooler chat for his Thanksgiving.
That's what it is. It was incredibly mild because his uncle went, you know, and fucking broke into the White House. He was part of the insurrection.
Yeah. He was what the movie Inside Job was based on.
Yeah. It's really tough to know how far to take things when your dad overthrew a communist regime.
Yeah.
You know?
Also when things are so boring as well. Like, because, you know, like I'm sick of hearing of grandma's gout. I'm sick of hearing the fact that Uncle Kev has three months to live.
Yeah.
I heard about that 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's have a bit of fun.
He keeps coming back with 3 months. He's just wasting my fucking time.
Yeah.
How many goodbye gifts do I have to buy this guy?
Yeah, that's right.
I actually had a really funny story. It's actually kind of tragic. But of this woman who kept like faking having cancer and faking her death. But then she'd have to like move somewhere else. And then everyone found out like she didn't have cancer at all.
Great.
And then they're like, what the fuck? And she's just like, and then she got cancer.
That's brilliant. Talk about karma. Almost makes me want to believe in karma.
You know, yeah.
That petty shit.
You don't believe in karma?
No.
Believes in you. You have a minute for our Lord to say
it keeps coming back. Yeah. I should believe in karma. I'll probably be a better person. But.
I would love to because I feel like Mormons probably have a lot of sales skills. You know, or I mean, like, God, talk about scaring yourself straight, trying to be a Mormon and riding that bike for fucking miles to somebody's house, and you're like, hey, do you have a minute for our Lord and Savior? Bang!
I thought we were touching wood.
You know, that wasn't an unfair assumption. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. You know, and then you like
because you touch wood twice.
Yeah,
but it was also very. It's a 50-50.
It's a 50-50.
Maybe it's 60-40.
If someone touches wood, you gotta touch wood.
I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm a glass full guy.
Yeah.
Glass half full.
You'd be a good Mormon.
I would be.
Because you get to the next house. Sir, do you have a minute for our bang? Next house. And you keep riding that fucking little bike. Ma'am, do you have a minute for our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? And they're like, oh yeah, maybe. And you panic. Because you've never been this far in the process.
It's been 2 months.
Yeah. And that's when you want Daddy Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
To have trained you and pelting you with rocks as you run through the forest, and you gotta always close it.
You get old motherfuckers, don't you? You get old motherfuckers that let you in.
Feet thumping through the brush as you scream as the paintballs hit you in the neck. Do you have a minute for our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Because at that point, really nothing can faze you.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
That sales sort of training is intense.
Yeah. You know, what the CIA do is they'll put you in a liquid that you can actually breathe in. It's a lot like amniotic fluid, but it feels like drowning. And you can breathe this liquid in. It's got enough oxygen in it to actually keep you alive.
That sounds fucked up.
Yeah, so you'll be breathing in and out water and oxygen. But the thing is,
you just need to keep breathing it out unless you're. Anyway,
it'll be just like breathing, but with water, like a liquid. And getting into it, you will drown. Like you actually drown, like your lungs fill with water, you black out and everything like that. But you wake up again and you're like breathing water, and then they pull you out
Okay.
And then you got to start breathing air again. So you drown all over again. So you undrown, and then you black out from the pain.
You drown in normal oxygen, normal air.
And they'll just keep doing that.
Interesting.
Right? So that's what they were doing. That's how they found Saddam Hussein, apparently. And not against any kind of international law about prisoners of war at all. You know, fucking drowning them. But
well, the towers.
I think that's probably what the Mormons go through. That's why they're so nice. You know?
Because no, I don't think so.
Drowned in that amniotic fluid. And then when someone slams a door in your face after you ask them if they have a minute for the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, you're like, you know what? It wasn't as bad as Daddy Rittenhouse.
That's so ridiculous, man.
Holding me down in a pig trough.
That's so far-fetched.
As I begin to breathe this fucking liquid again.
Well, they think they're doing God's work, you know. They're like, you know, these people just, you know, they have no time for God. They haven't been through the fucking
they haven't been through Daddy Rittenhouse camp.
Yeah, the French fucking Foreign Legion based camp training.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like they're just fucking, you know, they've got too much time on their hands. They don't mind you know, the door slams, it's all white noise to them at that point. They're like, well, you know, they almost sort of pity the door slams. They're like, well, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
And they're right.
I have the power of God and anyway on my side. You know, as they just fuck. No, but that's the thing. Like, I feel like what I would want to do personally is I would want to invite them in and just be like, hey, let's make a deal. I'll come to church if you can convince me that it's going to be a good idea.
Well,
but you have to come to a strip club with me if I can convince you it's a good idea.
Me and my buddy used to invite them in, and like we just like we go straight to masturbation. Well, so what? You never thought about masturbation?
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? You know, what? So you've never masturbated? Yeah. We'd be mostly on masturbation.
Right.
The conversation.
The theological debate.
Yeah. The thesis behind the underlying theme was touching your own genitals, and the fact that they never thought of it. It's preposterous.
I like the idea that all this universe is expanding and all these stars and planets and everything. And then there's Christ hovering above the planet going, hey, don't touch your dick.
Hey, don't be doing that.
We're doing that now.
No.
Don't you do that?
Yeah.
Dirty little boy.
I'm just saying, it's like God telling us not to be the animal that we are.
I feel like God probably, I don't know.
Does like
well, animals get horny.
Well, they reject evolution, right? We were not monkeys. We were suddenly Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
And that bitch Eve. Was it Eve? Yeah. That bitch Eve. She got tempted by that snake.
Yeah.
Definitely not a euphemism.
Not a euphemism at all. You know? It was like, it was a snake, you know, it was an apple, you know, she totally didn't need to like get some fucking carbohydrates in it because she'd just been fucking chowing down on some fucking.
It could have been a snake. It could have been a delightfully looking, well-rounded twig.
It could have been.
They should be whittling down for many a month.
Yeah. It could have
just
been
really soothing it down.
Yeah. Could have been a horse that was laying on his side.
It also could have been an animal. Yes.
Yeah. You know, Eve was Welsh.
Eve was Welsh. And we live on today. And her ideas and her ideologies still live on.
Yeah. Close your eyes as you drive through Kappa. You know,
that's what the Welsh sort of that is their excuse as well for animal fucking. Hey, if Eve was doing it, what are you saying? I'm better than Eve? I don't feel that way.
I am doing the Lord's work. This has been in tradition for millions of years.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
since the first woman.
Yeah. You know, because you had to be curious.
Yeah.
You probably saw a crab walk past and think, oh, that's fucked up. Because he's the first person, you know, like they're the first people. They're probably just walking around going, oh yeah.
A crab.
Yeah.
There are better examples.
You know?
But I love that though.
But it's so alien, you know? You're like,
definitely, yeah.
I don't know what that crab pussy feels like.
Just any sort of fish is very alien.
Yeah. You know,
a fish that can also, you know, like it used to obviously be able to like it used to not be able to walk on land. And then it evolved to the point where it could be evolved on land. It could live on land. That's an alien fuck.
That's an alien fuck. But I feel like he's probably walking by a river, you know, he just sees the fish doing this. And he just kind of goes like,
Oh,
shit. Oh, yeah. He's looking for his car key. He's looking for his wallet. He's like, oh shit. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck. You know, he starts feeding the salmon. You know, trying to get him real big. You know, like this fat, some Hansel and Gretel shit. Like he's just trying to like throw these salmon. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fuck a salmon.
Just trying to get a juicy ass motherfucking salmon.
Yeah, that's salmon. You know, he realizes that it's just one long throat. You know, because that's what fish are.
Well, yeah, no, they are. Yeah.
There's one long throat.
Right.
Throat goat.
Throat goats.
Yeah, you put a glizzy in the water, you watch that bitch coming. Fucking throat that shit up.
I almost think of like those like you know, those like anti-rape sort of in a like condom dildos.
Oh yeah. I remember the first time hearing about those, just going, oh my fucking Christ. The fact we need to fucking invent those at all is just like fucking weird. You know?
Being born to a place where that's a thing. You're like, all right, so this is what you're going to be using
like,
from Sunday to basically Saturday. There's like 2 hours, you know, where people go to church. You don't need it then, but chuck it back on after church.
Yeah.
Before you know, pop into the toilet before you go, you know, like before you're leaving church, and then just keep it until you get back.
Wouldn't it be funny if you had one of them, but as like a Chinese finger trap? You know what I mean? You're not gonna get back up, you know? Because you know, I never figured out how to escape those either, the Chinese finger traps.
Right.
How the fuck does that occur?
Well, I guess there's a way, right?
There's a way that you can just
when there's a wrong, there's a way.
Yeah, there's a
tricky one.
And that's when like some Chinese national bursts through the roof, like FBI, open up.
There's like some sort of like what do you call those things?
Like a propellant.
Yeah, well, like there's like a zip line.
A zip line, yeah.
Zip line. I'm Mission Impossible style. Just gonna take a piss.
Yeah, do it.
Entertain the people.
Ciao. How you doing? I hear you. What's your deepest, darkest secret? Yeah, isn't it weird? You know that like, see, because like one of my things for me is like the last couple of years is this whole COVID thing came from a bat, and I love the idea of one guy eating bat soup. Because if you've ever seen bat soup, by the way, they prop him up so he looks like he's in a little jacuzzi. Which is actually kind of morbid too, because he looks like he's just chilling, and his little face and his little fucking rat teeth are there, and you're like, the fuck. But I love the idea of a guy getting this bat soup and eating it, and then being like, COVID. Nope. And he's just walking around. He just gets this sort of disease, gets a bit sick. You know, his family's walking around. People are starting to get sick. He goes, oh shit, dude. There's a pandemic going on.
It's pretty bitch.
He has no idea that he caused it. You know, he's like, we should get some canned food. You know, he's got no idea. Talking about the first.
We're talking about Asians.
First guy to get COVID.
Yeah, eating just fucking a bat.
Yeah, fucking a bat.
They say eating a bat. You know, I was just eating a bat.
Yeah.
Hey, you know,
I was eating a bat. I was eating that bat out.
Yeah, he was eating all right.
Have you seen those bats, like the fucking Taiwanese vampire bats?
Tell me about it.
They're fucking huge. Apparently, there's a photo of one. It looks like fucking Nosferatu or something. He looks like 6 feet tall, just like dangling.
I would fuck that
from this Amazon position. You know what I mean?
I'd fuck a 6. Yeah, I'd fuck a 6 foot anything.
You'd fuck a 6 foot anything. God damn.
If I could.
If you could. Yeah. That's well. I like that. I respect that.
Yeah.
You know.
If they're into it.
Yeah.
More about the consensuality.
How tall does David seem? Or just send him a text. He actually, one of my favorite David Seymour stories was that he got invited to like a party in Mount Wellington, and they were like, "Come over, have a vibe," and he went.
Which one's David Seymour, dude?
He's like some politician guy, but
what's he look like?
Like he's just happy to be here.
Okay.
Smiles like this.
Oh, that guy.
That guy. Yeah. Isn't it funny you can say that shit and everyone knows? Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, he's got that pedophile smile.
He looks like he sells ice cream in the 50s.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he looks like
He just learned to smile.
he looks like he is in the process of farting, just farted, or is about to. You know,
fuck Jamie. Yeah, no, he looks like he learned how to smile by reading a book.
That's actually really funny, yeah, because it actually does look like that.
He's like, no, this is this theoretically correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in Terminator, where he's like,
he's got the old Meta Facebook Zuckerberg smile.
yeah, the sweet baby rays, and you know, like, wouldn't it be funny if you if on one of those like live streams, the Zuck tripped up and his shirt lifted up, you know, and as he's going down, we could see like a sweet baby rays tramp stamp, you know, like,
and just the fucking sweet ass 6-pack. The guy's ripped.
He's fucking ripped.
He's just got these terrible arms, you know.
Yeah. He's got them like T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
You know.
It'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice if people fucked around more, you know. Because he's obviously just leaning into the meme because it's a marketing ploy.
Trying to be relatable, yeah.
Trying to be relatable, you know, but he's not. He doesn't have a funny bone in his body.
Old Zuckerberg.
You know, only when I'm fucking him.
Yeah.
I can orchestrate that correctly.
Yeah.
But you get it.
I mean, like, listen, he's gonna be funny, you know, and you're like, you know, he's like, how does that feel on your prostate? And you're like, it feels like $1 billion. Like, you know,
humorous.
You know, you're just stapling that photo of the Bugatti onto the headboard. You know, the Zuck's just going to town. He's like, hey, do you want to subscribe to Facebook Premium? And you're like, yeah. You know,
I bet he still doesn't understand what the Zuck means. But you know what? That's fine. Yeah, he's not stressing about it.
He's not stressing.
And that's all right. That's all right. But it would be nice to have self-awareness, though. It'd be weird, like being a meme and not really understanding you're the meme.
It would be a little weird.
Like I feel like Nicholas. Actually, I don't know too much about Nicholas Cage's personal life and his like sort of his intellect.
Very weird guy.
But I don't. Yeah.
Very weird guy.
He struggles with
weird shit.
He likes a beard.
He likes a good dinosaur skull too, apparently.
National treasure? No.
Yeah. No. He buys like actual fossils. And museums like, hey, that should be shared with everybody. And he's like, the fuck it will. Yeah. This is my fossil, baby. It's on my pool table. And they're like, you have an actual Tyrannosaurus Rex skull and it's above your pool table? And he goes, yeah, it's the way Jesus wanted it.
Who was that fucking guy who bought like the rights to that rap album? You know who's that? Who are those rappers? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He bought the rights to the Wu-Tang Clan plugin. Was that? It wasn't the Zuck.
No, I think that was Nicholas. Was that Nicholas Cage?
Definitely not.
No.
But some fucking rap. It wasn't Elon, but it's on the same vein of
yeah.
But I think it was just a bit more. Who was it? It was the drug guy. Was that pharmaceutical fucker?
Oh, Martin Shkreli.
Yeah. It was the Skrull. It was the Skrull.
What's he doing right now?
There's a guy who knows like the meme that he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's like a great man, or he's like he's that funny, but he understands like the whole concept of what he is.
Yeah.
To us,
I respect that.
Yeah.
You know,
it's nice to know what you are. Well, you have to have some sort of like level of like obviously he's intelligent, but like sort of comedic awareness. Comedic awareness. I guess it's just intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin Shkreli.
I love that guy.
I love that guy as well.
He's a wacky fuck.
He's a fucking weird dude.
And he just does what he wants.
There's something to respect about a person that just does shit. And you're like,
yeah. He's just like, yeah, this is gonna fuck people up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be buying this and I'm gonna put the price up. And it's for just like, is it brutal? Is what he did evil?
Depends on why. You know?
And what?
Depends on why.
It depends on why. Well, he wants money.
Yeah, no.
That's why he did it.
It depends though, like
or not.
If
or my
no, if it was just for money, that would suck. But like, yeah, those drug companies, it takes a lot of money to make more drugs.
Well, he had reasoning behind it.
Yeah. If he said like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make a better drug for AIDS patients.
Yeah.
But we need money. it would be like, okay, I understand kind of why,
I remember like a real serious comment he had about it. He was just like, well, this is a drug that people need, and like drugs are expensive, and it should cost this much. And like, it was like it was a weird way that like he put it in that sense. It was very straight up. It was very sort of there were no hidden little like emphases, and like the way he said it, he was just like, yeah, like drugs should cost a lot for people who need them. And so I think it was just a money thing, dude.
And that's another good reason not to get AIDS.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
That's why I'm not getting AIDS.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's about now. Not wrong. He's had a long